So we've been lucky enough to be joined by Mathieu before this weekend's game over in Paris. First question I have to ask you, would you prefer a Keith Earls or a Mathieu Bastareaud opposite you? In terms of the physicality, the pace that the different players can bring. Certainly going to be a big collision between you two.
Yeah, I think I've come up against Bastareaud before, and I'd like to have another crack at him. He's a big ball carrier, and it's a challenge, isn't it? It's a challenge to try and stop him. It's a challenge to figure him out. So, it's going to be interesting this Saturday, but I'm up for it.
In his performance against Italy, he was a standout for them.
Yeah.
I thought his offloading game was brilliant. Is that something that you've had to analyse personally in that outside centre channel defensively? You have to be aware of him and what he can bring to the table?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I watched that game, so I saw how destructive he is. There's been a lot of video this week just trying to look at, how we can nullify him. But really what it comes down to is physically aiming up. That's really the only way you're going to stop him.
And where do you stop him? Do you go? If you go low, he has the ability to pull the ball out the tackle. If you go high, well, it's a bit easier for you because you're a big man, but you have the danger of getting knocked off.
Might find a mid-range spot there, so
somewhere
in the middle. Yeah, somewhere in the middle when he's not looking. Yeah.
And for this weekend, it's obviously been, I would imagine, a tougher 2 weeks. Certainly with that fallow week after the Scottish loss. What's it been like in the group? Was it difficult to start with, or is it giving you a bit more impetus to go into this game in Paris?
Yeah, I think like the first 48 hours is very difficult. Obviously there's people that everyone was quite upset. People didn't perform to what they could or would usually do. So I think you start off there, and then you've got to turn the page. Then you've got to switch on. And the unfortunate thing is we had to wait another week to start prepping for this, but that was good because we had a really good look at ourselves, and I think sometimes you learn a lot in these type of moments, and I think we're on a long journey here, and maybe we'll look back at that game and think that was quite a pivotal point where we learned a lot about ourselves and really improved. So the last 2 weeks have been very tough, and a lot of training, and this team is probably getting to that point where we work our way out of situations with hard work, and everyone knows that's what we do. And
physicality, Eddie Jones has just been talking about physicality quite a bit, and the intensity, how that's got to go up from Murrayfield. Why was that missing in Edinburgh, and how do you think it's going to change this weekend?
Yeah, it's hard to put a finger on that sometimes. I think you have such great preparation, and everything's going well, and the training and that, and then on the day, if your mind's not right, it's not there. I can't really explain why it's not there, and that's what we've been trying to figure out. But we're talking now about a response. Now we're talking about we've done the training, we've trained well against each other, but it's about Saturday. It's about Saturday when that ball's kicked off. It's about switching on then. So that's what we've been trying to do, and I think that's an individual thing now. It's an individual thing. We're prepped as a team, but individually you got to go away and get your mind right.
And as professional players, I always found it difficult if 1 week you're playing, the next week you're not having an opportunity to get out on the park. Do you find that tough? And is it difficult, getting back into the swing of things?
I think with this competition, I mean it's a pretty brutal comp. To be honest, we've had a lot of guys just trying to get their body right.
Yeah.
So I understand that this window, for some people, they just wanted to get back out there and play. But for other guys, look, they needed this time.
Yeah.
There might be, if we had played last weekend, maybe there might be a few guys that wouldn't be playing.
Yeah.
So it's given us time to look at ourselves, get our bodies right, and then we've got to fly into it.
Well, as an English fan, everyone is behind you this weekend. All the best for Paris, and hopefully it'll be a successful one.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Cheers.